could buy any house in the world, and I don't want any other house than the one I'm in. And that house is in a middle-class neighborhood.
Understand the industry, their business, their customers, understand how we thought things were going to unfold, and then make a judgment call and wire money.
My view is, I'm in this really lucky position where I get to wake up every day and help serve more than 1 billion people.
For 45K?
Yeah.
What is it, like big or is it?
No, it's small.
Is it
very small.
It's a tiny house,
That's great
right?
value, 45K.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's a small house.
Today, we are diving into the billionaires distinguish themselves from the average person, yet there's a growing trend where some are investing millions in PR agencies. The aim? To portray an image of normalcy, driving regular cars, dining at typical restaurants, and residing in ordinary homes. In an era dominated by the flex culture, the question arises, why the effort to appear so ordinary? Why not indulge in luxury, like purchasing a Lamborghini?
Why don't you buy a Lamborghini, man?
I didn't have any particular need for one.
Consider this perspective. Owning a Honda, a practical and affordable choice, raises eyebrows. Why opt for a $45K house, especially if it's small? The answer lies in contentment. This billionaire, despite having the means to acquire any dwelling globally, finds satisfaction in a modest home within a middle-class neighborhood. The preference extends to attire comfort found in khakis and a sweater. In a world where opulence often reigns supreme, the choice to embrace simplicity raises intriguing questions about values and the pursuit of genuine happiness. I don't require extravagant attire or gourmet food. Do I own an iPad or iPhone? No, I don't. Sam Bankman-Fried, once a billionaire with access to substantial customer funds, once lived a luxurious life in the Bahamas. In the early days of FTX, he and his associates indulged in expensive sports cars, aligning with the typical image associated with cryptocurrency enthusiasts. During his trial, evidence revealed that these assets were later sold, as it conflicted with the company's desired image for customers and investors. The seemingly humble Toyota Crawler, heavily promoted by paying influencers, turned out to be as contrived as the company's internal accounting practices. The carefully managed car and haircut were more controlled than the funds entrusted by customers. Why did they go to such lengths? They understood the appeal of projecting an image of a brilliant mind uninterested in luxury or power. This facade attracted people seeking a trustworthy place for their funds. Although Bankman-Fried and his associates were ultimately exposed as fraudulent, the effort invested in crafting a relatable image is a strategy commonly employed by many prominent business leaders. Understanding these strategies allows one to discern through what often amounts to personal marketing. The primary motive behind adopting an everyman persona is that, even if they aren't engaged in fraudulent activities, projecting relatability tends to persuade people to grant them their desires. A concept known as stealth wealth comes into play when affluent individuals opt for high-quality products without overt displays of their wealth. This decision is rooted in a desire to avoid the attention and complications that often accompany public awareness of their financial status. Contrary to the idea of stealth wealth, billionaires participating in interviews with outlets like Bloomberg or Nas Daily, showcasing basic cars and unassuming wardrobes, do not embody the same concept. Instead of concealing their wealth, these individuals are striving to loudly convey that they are indifferent to their riches or that their financial status hasn't altered their character. Let's term this approach poverty peacocking. It serves as a strategic move for enhancing their personal brand and the image of any companies they may represent. Modest CEOs have become a prevailing trend in the corporate world. The helm of some of the world's largest companies is now occupied by individuals opting for hoodies and turtlenecks over traditional tailored suits. This shift is influencing other business leaders who seek to emulate this trend, driven by the appeal it holds for investors. When CEOs publicly eschew ostentatious luxuries, it signals a commitment to frugality in running their businesses.
What role has luck played in your success?
Well, there's luck enters into everybody's life.
Supporting this shift is empirical evidence. A 2012 study by the National Bureau of Economic Research revealed that CEOs and CFOs who demonstrated a lack of frugality in their personal spending were more likely to witness instances of insider-perpetrated fraud. Furthermore, they were inclined to advocate for equity-based incentives, aiming to boost their own income. The study suggests a correlation between the financial habits of leadership and the ethical conduct within their organizations. The research distinguished between financially prudent and extravagant executives by examining purchases such as personal cars valued over $75,000 or boats exceeding 25 feet. Interestingly, many billionaires and executives weren't genuinely inclined to forego their luxuries. Instead, they resorted to deceptive practices. For instance, Warren Buffett is known to own a modest car, but he frequently travels in a fleet of Suburbans with a security team. Mark Zuckerberg, despite appearing in the same gray shirt daily, has custom-made versions by Brunello Cucinelli.
And there's actually a bunch of psychology theory that even making small decisions around what you wear or what you eat for breakfast or things like that, they kind of make you tired and consume your energy. And my view is, I'm in this really lucky position where I get to wake up every day and help serve more than 1 billion people.
Elon Musk, who rents a small home near the SpaceX factory, spends the majority of his time in a lavish $100 million mansion. Notably, all these individuals regularly opt for private air travel, indulging in such luxuries with their wealth. While it's within their rights to enjoy these comforts, there are still 2 more reasons why these billionaires go to great lengths to project an image of frugality. It's time to delve into understanding how money works, to unravel why billionaires invest millions in convincing the public that they lead modest lifestyles. The second compelling reason why extremely wealthy individuals make a concerted effort to appear ordinary is because it serves as a highly effective sales strategy. If you've amassed millions or even billions of dollars, here's some good news. Unless you gained your wealth as the founder and CEO of a widely recognized company, or you're a celebrity, it's relatively straightforward to lead a life where you're relatively unknown except to your family, close friends, and those in your employ. Forbes reports that there were 2,640 billionaires globally in 2023, a slight decrease from 2,668 in 2022. Notably, many billionaires aren't included in these figures due to the challenge of accurately gauging their private fortunes. Even if you have a keen interest in personal wealth, you'd likely recognize only around 50 of these individuals, and the others simply blend into the crowd in their suits. The key takeaway is that the visibility of any other wealthy person is a deliberate choice. They are known because they want to be known. Why then would they willingly relinquish the ease of living a private life to bask in their wealth and tranquility? The answer lies in recognizing that their success is a powerful tool for selling products or ideas. Whether it's Elon Musk promising imminent full self-driving technology, Donald Trump associating his brand with everything, or Kevin O'Leary leveraging his business persona to endorse FTX, success sells. People not only buy into success, but also into relatability. Therefore, savvy billionaires aiming to leverage their image for the benefit of their companies ensure that their lives are visibly relatable and aspirational at the same time. A recent article in the New York Post highlighted Warren Buffett's wife, who was reportedly overheard expressing discontent about the high cost of a $4 cup of coffee at the annual Allen & Company Sun Valley Conference, often referred to as the summer camp for billionaires. This story gained traction in other publications, including Business Insider, which ran it with the headline, "Warren Buffett just became even more relatable for a billionaire." In case it wasn't clear, allow me to dispel any illusions and provide a reality check. No one at the conference would have leaked this private conversation to the press. You are reading about it because it's intentionally shared. Buffett's frugality is integral to his success in the investment world. He is actively marketing an image, much like Trump does with his steaks and Kevin O'Leary with his unique pants. For Buffett, a story about the cost of coffee at a billionaire gathering is more compelling than the private conversations of these wealthy individuals. Being relatable is a crucial sales tactic, especially for those selling get-rich-quick courses. A common element of such schemes involves individuals claiming to have humble beginnings while standing in front of a rented Lamborghini.
I think it's more frustrating when you spend all that time and effort talking to a prospect and then at the end, you don't close the sale.
This leads to a scenario where many individuals promoting courses on platforms like YouTube are essentially portraying themselves as poor people pretending to be rich, all while pretending to be poor. Billionaires and get-rich-quick salesmen often present a carefully crafted image that differs from their reality behind closed doors. While it may not surprise most of you that individuals project different images of themselves, this phenomenon has two negative impacts on the personal finances of regular people. The first negative impact is the financial harm caused by blindly embracing the trope of the relatable millionaire or billionaire. While successful individuals advising regular people to reduce luxury spending for financial improvement is acceptable, urging them to cut back on comforts to fund a course or investment is problematic and sadly occurs frequently. People with something to sell find it easier to advocate for reduced discretionary spending if they've already built a personal brand around frugality, even after achieving millionaire status. It's also simpler to fake being a frugal millionaire if questioned about the legitimacy of their success. Grifters creating an image to sell a dubious investment or an overpriced course undoubtedly inflict serious financial damage on those they lure into their schemes. However, even billionaires paying PR teams to portray them as relatable are harming people's personal finances. By reinforcing the common trope in personal finance that financial problems stem from overspending, these wealthy individuals contribute to a culture of guilt around enjoying modest luxuries. For instance, if Warren Buffett drives an old car, the argument might arise, why do you need a new one? However, this doesn't justify such manipulative tactics. Reckless spending is a common issue among many Americans, but it often diverts attention from their income. After a certain point, individuals can't significantly improve their financial situation solely by being more frugal. They need to focus on increasing their income. This leads to the third reason billionaires invest substantial resources in portraying a modest image. It helps them maintain control over their workforce. According to a report by the accounting firm Ernst & Young, the number of family offices worldwide doubled between 2001 and 2016. Family offices, exclusive investment firms dedicated to managing the wealth of a single family, are where the ultra-rich place their money. Notably, many family offices now wield influence comparable to private equity firms, and this elevated influence brings increased scrutiny. Family offices, being as influential as private equity firms, are attracting attention, and with influence comes scrutiny. Private equity firms have a notorious history of bankrupting cherished companies and laying off numerous workers in pursuit of marginal gains.
That's exactly right. What we've seen, in industry after industry where private equity buys up businesses is that they're really responsible for some of the worst, most abusive business practices in the country.
This has contributed to their negative perception in the financial world. The scrutiny faced by private equity has been detrimental, but the public anger typically targets only the managing partners of these firms. In contrast, when a family office engages in similar practices, public outrage over job cuts is often attributed directly to the family. This is where a well-functioning PR team comes into play. It's simpler for workers to demand better wages from a company owner who is depicted lounging on a super yacht. Conversely, for a company owner, it's easier to resist worker demands when their public image emphasizes frugality in the name of business. The article's author concluded that as corporations evolved into entities with personified characteristics, individuals also transformed into corporate entities. In this new landscape, every corporation requires a media relations department. Now, billionaires have become adept at navigating this dynamic. Subscribe to the Rich Have It channel for more insights into the world of finance and wealth management.